Hello, people. Hello. So today I'm thankful, I'm grateful to God for the privilege of being a wife. Yes, I'm grateful to God that I am a wife. Okay, and it's not out of pride or anything. I'm just thankful for the opportunity, for the privilege God has given to me, to be a wife, because I have the understanding that the role of a wife comes with so much responsibility, and I'm so thankful. I'm going to shed more light on this, and that will lead me to actually explaining my take on understanding your role as a wife, understanding your role as a wife as ordained by God. Okay, so first, as ordained by God, a wife is a helper. When God created the world in Genesis, after He has created everything, Genesis chapter 2, He said, "It is not good for a man to be alone. Let us make for him a help that is fit, a help that is fit for him." And so the wife came about, and that's the primary responsibility of a wife, is to help her husband. I see it as a privilege, for you to be assigned that role of helping another person. It's a privilege. I see it as something to be grateful for, because if you are being asked to help someone, that means in some form you have what it takes. You carry something that the person would need, and that tells me that I'm special. And by helping the husband, you are helping your husband to live out the best he can. You are helping him fulfill purpose, and that's a privilege. That's something we should be grateful for as wives. God has entrusted in us, entrusted in our hands, the destiny of our husband. We are to help him. We are helpers of our husband. Help him live out the best, help him be the best he can be in his career, in life, in his God-given assignment. We are helpers of destiny, and I see it as a privilege that I'm grateful for. So wives, understand first and foremost that your responsibility, your primary role in a marriage, is to help your husband. Help your husband. You are a helper, right? You should see yourself very important. It's out of trust. It's out of responsibility that God has given you this role. To fit, to help fit, to help meet your husband's need, to make him be all that he has been called for. Okay, we've been called, as wives, to respect our husband. Respect means to adore. Respect means to esteem, to value, to just admire. That's respect. The macho that most men, husbands, present themselves to be, independent and all that. It's a myth. This men, husbands, they have needs. They have needs that the wives are meant to meet. They have companionship needs. They want to be heard. they want to be listened to, you know, they want to be needed. And when you respect your husband, you are meeting those needs. Your husband wants to be heard, you listen to your husband. You know, your husband wants to be needed. You know, you God has created the man to be the head. You know, you make and make your husband needed. You know, that's just meet that need. That's a way of showing respect. That's a way of showing respect to the husband, right? And another thing is that God has called the wives to love. It's a calling. And loving your husband, it's just, you have to understand that the first thing is for you to love God. It is out of the love you have for God that this love comes out. This love you show to your wife, to your husband, I mean, comes out. You know, out of that love for God, it will be easy for you to love an imperfect man, so to say. So loving God first is priority, and then out of that, the love flows out. And of course, you have to love your husband the way he wants to be loved. Everybody has an expectation, has a need in terms of love. Husbands, they have expectations. And for men generally, sex is one major way of showing love. You know, as a wife, you should take your husband's sexual needs important. You know, it's not easy sometimes, I know, for wives, when you have to go to work, you know, balance work with managing the home, and also you have to meet your husband's needs, your husband's sexual needs. But this is what we've been called to. This is the responsibility, the role God has given to us, for our husbands to thrive, for our husbands to be who God will have them be. We have to love them. And love for men primarily comes from their sexual satisfaction. You know, you have to reserve some energy, so to say, keep some energy aside as you are attending to the kids, as you are working and managing the home. Just keep some energy aside. Put it in your subconscious that you still have to meet your husband's need. God would have you meet his needs. That way you are prepared. That way you are showing respect. You are just appreciating your husband. And another thing is that the wives, we've been called to submission. Wives, submit to your husband. And this word submission is one word that most women out there, most wives don't want to hear. They get angry when they hear wives submit to your husband. You know, they feel like submission means inferiority. No. To submit to your husband does not imply that you are inferior to him. Submission is primarily a state of the mind. Submission is primarily a state of the mind. You know, submit to your husbands. Wives, submit to your husband. How do you submit to your husbands? You know, you understand that he's being called to lead, and you listen to him. You kind of bring yourself to his leadership. That way you are helping him fulfill that is God's given responsibility to lead. As you are submitting, you are playing your own role. You are delivering on your own role. You are delivering on your own role, and you are also helping your husband fulfill and live out his leadership. It's going to be easy for the man when the wife is submissive. Submission is not inferiority. Submission is not forgetting about yourself or getting lost. Some people believe that submission is when you submit, you've lost yourself, you've lost your person as a woman. No, that is not submission. Scripture says that a virtuous woman, the heart of her husband is safe in her hands. That means you are protective of your husband. Your husband's safety, you don't say any negative things about your husband. You protect him even when he's not there. Your husband can trust you. Your husband can trust you, what you will say, what you will do, even in his absence. He knows that whatever you do, you have his interest at heart. So I see it as a privilege, wives. I see it as it's a great honor for you to be a wife. God has chosen you. God has chosen you to help the man in your life. God has chosen you to help your husband, and you are to compliment your husband. You are to help him, support him, respect him, love him. You are to be all this. The formation of a woman, both the physical and the mental state, is geared towards loving your husband. We are emotional people. The success of a woman, generally, a woman feels successful when her family is thriving, when her children are successful, when her children are fulfilling purpose and destiny, are being relevant to God and to their word, and her husband is doing exploits. To have a thriving marriage, to have a thriving home, you have to understand your role and live it out. Understand your role and live it out. God has given to us, like I said, a life to help. And this life is the life of our husband. We are there as wives to help them thrive, to help them succeed, to help them excel, to help them become all that God will have them be. I celebrate all the wives out there and all those who are still trusting God for their partners. My prayer is that God will bring your own to you and will take you to your own. My name is Temitope, aka Crossy Mama. Please, if you are yet to subscribe to my channel, do well to subscribe, like my videos, share my videos so it can be beneficial to your friends and loved ones, and also click on the notification bell so you can know when videos are uploaded. I will see you all next time. Stay blessed, stay safe, and keep living life the way God will have you live.